start without any stop. Start. I have great pleasure in welcoming you to the 51st annual general meeting of the Tata Power Company Limited. The operations and financial working of the three companies have been satisfactory. The company's generation of electricity revenue and sales have been better during the year, and distributable profits have increased from rupees 207 lakhs to rupees 529 lakhs. Your directors have recommended a total distribution of 12% on equity shares for the year. The precipitation in our lakes in 1969 was higher than in 1969, and as a result, on 1 October 1969, the lakes were 85% full as against 64% on the same date in 1963. The energy reserve position in the Tata Railway Koyna system, however, remained critical. Members would be glad to learn that consequent on the modernization and rehabilitation of the thermal station at Trombay, the generation at that station during 1969-70 was maintained at a very high level of plant capability, and a record energy output of 2000 MU for the year was achieved. The initial difficulties on the interconnection between Gujarat and Maharashtra power systems were to a large extent overcome. It is hoped that similar interconnections will be established soon with the neighboring states of Madhya Pradesh and Mysore. I am glad to say that the modern load dispatch center at Trombay played a very important role in monitoring and guiding the integrated operation of the enlarged Western India power grid. Members would recall that I had indicated to them last year that adequate generating capacity, reserves, and the integrated operation of regional grids could alone guard us against local deficits occurring periodically due to generating plant outrages or vagaries of the monsoon. The digital computer equipment ordered for the local dispatch center at Trombay has been received, installed, and commissioned. It has been operating successfully since May 1970. The online direct digital control system has been automatically controlling the generating units at Trombay, the system frequency and power purchases. The automatic controls are also being extended to the hydro stations. The initial operation of the digital control equipment has justified our expectations of achieving improved reliability and economy in operation, and already there is better stabilization of the frequency of the power system. The company's engineers played an important role in the design, installation, testing, and commissioning of the digital and communication system with only a minimum amount of help from foreign experts who were in India for a period of less than 3 months. Since May 1970, the computer control system has been functioning satisfactorily under the supervision of your company's engineers. The expertise and experience gained by them will, I am sure, be availed of by other power utilities in establishing their load dispatch facilities within their areas. Your company has thus planned a phased program. I am pleased to see that the leader of the opposition, in sponsoring the present discussion, has envisaged that both types of considerations, that is, of the standing and select committee approach as type, should be undertaken by the same body. I support that approach as tending to greater efficiency and to the better use of the expertise which committee members should be able to acquire. With due respect to the Minister for Labour, I cannot appreciate the difficulties he sees in such a combination. If a specific matter arises which does not readily fall within the scope of such a committee, there can be no objection to a further select committee for that specific purpose. I am also pleased to note that the leader of the opposition referred to the need for committees of the Parliament rather than committees of the House of Parliament. His suggestion is directed to the desirability of joint committees rather than separate committees of the two houses. I support this as well, not only for important practical reasons which are largely self evident, but also on the basis of my view as to the powers and position which this House should hold relative to those held by the other House. I will not elaborate at this stage on my reasons for believing that the House should be abolished. That is not relevant to this discussion, and it is in any case a proposition which does not appear to be constitutionally feasible. But I do say this much. First, the method of election of the House is apt to leave half of that body well behind current community views, which this House alone can accurately reflect, and secondly, the House already has too much power as opposed to responsibility. This power is all the more objectionable when one realizes how far the theoretical justification for it has departed from the reality. The House, which was supposed to be the state house and not a house of party politics par excellence, first on second position on the ticket of a major party ensures election and states' rights become a poor second to that sort of logic. I believe that I am not simply expressing a party view on this matter and not even a house view but a parliamentary view. I believe it may not be very long before every party in this House has reason to regret and to object to the powers which the House already has without adding to them. Finally, I believe that such an addition to the power and standing of the House would almost certainly accrue if this House failed to assert its own position in a matter as potentially important as the current committee system propositions. I have already suggested twice in recent weeks that the establishment of a parliamentary committee system itself warrants the consideration of a short term select committee. This is thus the new area of activity proposed for the parliament.